So in this section, I'm actually going to teach you a trick because I hate fractions, and assume you do as well, to make the fractions all disappear. And so before we even begin solving, I'm going to recognize that there is a fraction in this equation. I'm going to deal with that right out of the gate to make it not have fractions anymore. Now the way to do that, and the thing that we need to understand here, is that I can do anything to an equation that I want as long as I do it to both sides. And so we want to be crafty and intelligent about what we do so that we make the fractions disappear. And so what I'm going to do is I recognize that there's a 6 in the denominator of that fraction there, so we're going to multiply both sides by 6. Now that's going to give me negative 30v over 6 is equal to 120. And you may be thinking to yourself, gee, Schlegel, why would you do that? Now this looks way worse. It does, but look what's going to happen on the left. Negative 30 divided by 6 is negative 5v. So the fractions are now gone. We just have negative 5v is equal to 120. The v is being multiplied by negative 5. We're going to divide by negative 5. We're left with v is equal to negative 4. Great trick. I would encourage you to pay attention to how I'm doing that. 120 divided by, I just did 20 divided by negative 5. So 120 divided by negative 5 is going to be negative 24. Anyway, getting the fractions to go away is a great trick. I would really recommend that you pay attention to how I'm doing that and replicate my process there. So we do have negative 15 over 4 is equal to 5x. Now what many people would choose to do here is divide both sides by 5, which I think is a terrible idea. Instead, I just want the fractions to go away, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 4, because that denominator of 4 will then cancel out with, or divide out evenly with whatever's in the numerator. So 4 times negative 15 is going to make negative 60 over 4. 5x times 4 is going to be 20x. Now on the left, we need to recognize that that fraction will simplify to be a whole number. Negative 15 is equal to 20x. And so, just making sure that I'm doing this correctly here. I think I am. Okay. So we are going to divide by 20. And we're going to see that we are going to end up with a fraction as an answer. Negative 15 over 20 is equal to x. We do need to simplify that fraction for Alex. It's going to end up being negative 3 over 4 is equal to x. All right. What's the exact same? No, not the same problem. Different problem. All right. We'll come up here with it. We have negative 15 is equal to 5 over 4x. I don't like fractions, and so I'm going to choose to multiply both sides by 4, because I know that that will make the fraction divide out. So I get negative 15 times 4 is negative 60. 5 times 4 is 20 over 4x. And now I recognize that the fraction on the right is going to simplify. 20 divided by 4 is 5x. That's equal to negative 60. We have x being multiplied by 5. We're going to divide by 5. Negative 60 divided by 5 is negative 12 is equal to x. All right, and so we do have another one here. 12 over 5 is equal to negative 6x. I see that my denominator is a 5, so I'm going to multiply both sides by a 5 to make the fraction go away. We have 5 times 12 is 60 over 5. Negative 6 times 5 is negative 30x. We need to see that the fraction on the left is going to divide out evenly. 60 divided by 5 is 12. And so we are multiplying the x by negative 30. We need to divide by negative 30. And that's going to simplify to, they're both divisible by 6, so 2 over 5, negative 2 over 5 is equal to x. All right, if you need to pause to get this down, I'm going to erase so I make some room for myself. Go ahead and do that now if you need to. Do 2 more. We have negative 3v is equal to negative 6 over 5. Our denominator is 5, so I'm going to multiply everything on both sides by 5 because I know that will make my fraction divide out evenly and go away. We have negative 15v is equal to negative 30 over 5. We need to see that fraction on the right is going to divide out evenly. We have negative 15v is equal to negative 6. V is being multiplied by negative 15. We need to divide by negative 15, which leaves v on the left. Negative 6 over negative 15 on the right. And we can simplify that. Those are both divisible by 3, and they're both negative, so that's going to make it positive. That leaves 2 over 5. All right, one more. We have negative 5w over 2 is equal to negative 20. Denominator is 2, so we will multiply both sides by 2 to make that denominator, so it will divide out evenly. Negative 10w over 2 is equal to negative 40. Recognize that on the left, that will divide out evenly now. So we have negative 5w is equal to negative 40. We're multiplying by negative 5. We need to divide by negative 5. Leaving us with w is equal to negative divided by a negative makes positive 8.